August 2025 has already been filled with surprises for ARMY, but nothing could have prepared fans for this. Jimin, BTS's beloved vocalist and dancer, has just made linguistic history. The word Delulu, which has been circulating among fans for years and heavily popularized by Jimin's playful and witty personality, has officially been added to the Cambridge Dictionary. This isn't just another internet slang moment. This is the crystallization of Jimin's global influence, not just as an idol, but as a cultural trendsetter whose presence reaches far beyond music, fashion, and performance. The inclusion of Delulu into an authoritative academic dictionary solidifies its place in modern language, and once again proves how deeply K-pop, and Jimin in particular, has reshaped global culture. The word Delulu is shorthand for delusional, used mostly in a humorous or lighthearted way within online fan communities. Fans would often say, "ARMY is Delulu," when joking about exaggerated fan theories, imagined scenarios, or impossible wishful thinking about BTS. But it was Jimin who gave the term life and mainstream reach. Whether through live streams, playful comments, or moments where he teased fans for their imaginative Delulu takes, Jimin made the word part of the ARMY BTS language. Clips of him laughing and saying, "You guys are Delulu," spread across TikTok and now X, turning the slang into a global phenomenon. By 2023 and 2024, Delulu had already become part of Gen Z and Gen Alpha's internet vocabulary. Yet, what makes its 2025 dictionary inclusion groundbreaking is that it was directly tied to Jimin's cultural footprint. Cambridge even acknowledged that the word's rise in global recognition stemmed largely from K-pop fandoms, particularly BTS's ARMY. In its August 2025 update, the Cambridge Dictionary included Delulu with the definition, Delulu, informal, humorous, describing an unrealistic or overly hopeful belief or expectation, often in a playful or exaggerated way. Popularized by online fan communities, especially the BTS ARMY. The editorial board made an additional note that Delulu represents how digital culture, and specifically the influence of global fandoms, has transformed modern English. This is the first time that a piece of fan-created slang tied so directly to a single idol's fandom culture has entered an official English dictionary. The news spread like wildfire across social media platforms. Within hours, hashtags like Delulu by Jimin and Jimin made history began trending worldwide. Fans expressed their pride, with many saying this milestone felt deeply personal, like a victory for ARMY, who had long embraced the word as part of their identity. One fan wrote, "Jimin didn't just give us music, he gave us language. The fact that our inside joke as ARMY is now in the Cambridge Dictionary is surreal." Another added, "Delulu is not just a word anymore, it's history. Thank you, Jimin, for turning something silly into something powerful." Some fans even joked, "The next time someone calls me Delulu, I'll just say it's officially in the Cambridge Dictionary. Academic approved." This milestone isn't just about slang. It's about the power of pop culture, especially BTS and Jimin, to shape communication in the digital era. K-pop has long been a driving force in global trends, from fashion to memes. But with Delulu entering the Cambridge Dictionary, the reach has gone further than ever before. It's a sign that fan culture isn't just fandom. It's now language, history, and identity. And who stands at the heart of this? Jimin. His natural charisma, humor, and ability to connect with fans have turned a casual joke into a permanent marker in English language history. In many ways, Jimin has now become a cultural ambassador, not just for BTS, but for the evolving relationship between pop stars, fans, and global society. This recognition comes at a fascinating time. BTS has recently reunited post-military service, sparking endless speculation about their next album and tour. Jimin, meanwhile, has already been making headlines in August 2025 with his Spotify dominance, viral public appearances, and VMAs nominations. With Delulu now in the dictionary, Jimin isn't just a singer or dancer, he's a living cultural icon. His impact is no longer measured only in chart numbers or streaming records, but in the very words we speak. At its core, Delulu was once nothing more than an inside joke, a playful word fans used among themselves to laugh about over-the-top fan theories. Armies would describe their own Delulu moments when imagining Jimin reading their Weavers comments, or Jungkook secretly liking their Instagram posts. But what makes this story remarkable is how something born in fandom spaces moved to mainstream culture. The internet tends to birth countless slang terms every year, yet very few survive beyond the cycle of memes. Delulu didn't just survive, it thrived. And it's largely because of Jimin. His natural humor and teasing way of interacting with fans turned Delulu from a niche fandom phrase into a global cultural signal. Whenever Jimin jokingly acknowledged fan theories, it gave the word authenticity. Millions of people who had never been part of ARMY still picked it up because Delulu was simply too relatable. Who hasn't, at some point, indulged in a fantasy or far-fetched hope? Why would a dictionary as prestigious as Cambridge include a slang word tied to K-pop fandom? The answer lies in how language evolves. Linguists often say that a word becomes real once it is widely used and understood across different contexts. Over the last few years, Delulu has appeared not only in fan tweets, but also in global media headlines, YouTube comment sections, and even in classrooms where younger generations casually drop it into conversation. Dr. Hannah Cooper, a sociolinguist at the University of Oxford, explained in a recent interview, when a word like Delulu makes it into the Cambridge Dictionary, it's not about honoring slang, it's about acknowledging how digital culture drives real language. Jimin's role in popularizing the word shows how global icons can influence not just music or fashion, but even the words we use daily. This is why the Cambridge Dictionary's editors couldn't ignore it. Including Delulu is an admission that K-pop fandom culture has permanently altered global English. For ARMY, the news struck deep. The fandom has always prided itself on its creativity, humor, and bond with BTS. To see one of their inside terms enter an official dictionary felt like validation of years of community culture. Some fans described it as a win for ARMY everywhere, while others took it personally, as though their daily online conversations had suddenly been immortalized. One viral Twitter post read, "We used to joke about being Delulu, now Cambridge calls it official English. Jimin turned our fandom word into history." Another post from a fan in Brazil said, "I grew up learning English with BTS lyrics. Now I see Jimin's influence in my school dictionary. This is beyond words, it's personal." The emotional connection is clear. Jimin hasn't just made history for himself, but for millions of fans who now feel seen on a global stage. The announcement sparked a media frenzy, with outlets from Seoul to Los Angeles rushing to cover the news. Major publications highlighted how unusual it is for fandom slang to be codified in an academic dictionary. Some called Jimin a modern-day Shakespeare of pop culture, joking that he was creating language for the digital generation. Others compared the impact of Delulu to words like selfie or emoji, which began informally but eventually became unavoidable in modern English. Korean media especially emphasized the pride of seeing one of their own cultural exports shape not only music charts but also the lexicon of the English language. There's another reason Delulu resonates so strongly. It captures the mood of a generation. For many young people, the 2020s have been a decade of uncertainty, pandemics, social upheavals, and economic challenges. In this climate, dreaming big, being playful, or even holding on to, quote, unrealistic hopes has become a coping mechanism. Delulu isn't just about unrealistic fantasies. It's about believing in something fun, hopeful, and a little irrational in a world that often feels too heavy. And that's why Jimin's role matters so much. By embracing the word and laughing with ARMY about being Delulu, he validated those dreams. He gave fans permission to hope, no matter how impossible.